Welcome to Kim's Creations. Before you are all the colors that I am using in today's tree swipe. Yay! So I have them all mixed up. Once I thought I had them at about the right consistency, I did use this consistency gauge and then I made adjustments after that. So here I poured out the colors, just a little bit overlapping but separate so that I can have some blending but also some bands of blue and bands of the purple that are in here. And in the little cups off to the left there are the colors that I'm going to be using in the swipe and making the tree as well. So I just wanted to say I was so excited to do this tree swipe because I have never done one before. And I know that Marie-Louise had done one, maybe two previously, but it was something that I absolutely wanted to try, and she was willing to do it with me in this collaboration, which I am so thankful for. So thanks, ML, for making this one of our challenges. Here I am tipping the canvas and walking the paint down. You'll see in a little bit here. There it is, the walk, because I'm trying to keep those lines that I just worked so hard to, to blend and get in place. But I do need to tilt off paint and make sure that all of my edges are covered and just make sure that it's all even on the surface. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to end up torching it quite a few times. Now I'm going to lay down the colors in the middle of the as middle as I can get it in the canvas in preparation for the swipe. And when you do this, it's useful to start off the canvas and end off the canvas. And remember to take those cups around when you're done so that you don't inadvertently drip the paint on a part of the canvas where it's not supposed to go. Most of the colors that I used for this center part are from LouiseArt Treasure Gold series. And then my white is the swipe color. And the white also just helps to kind of brighten up the painting, I think, and give the tree kind of that nighttime glow. And I have to admit that here I had this huge sheet of plastic, which I've used several times in doing swipes. But suddenly here now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have a little swiping tool. And I looked in my chest of drawers, and I had this loose sheet of Glad press and seal that I hadn't used. And I thought, all right, I'm just going to use that. And it actually worked really well. Thank goodness, because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use. And I didn't have any loose bits of packaging from canvases around that I could substitute. So I had to come up with a quick solution. Now I'm trying to figure out which palette knife is going to work for me. And I think I finally got the ones that I wanted to use in my swiping of the tree. And it's a lot harder than it looks. It's not hard, but just keeping the pressure right and not digging down too far, and then figuring out the direction of the palette knife with all that, and how to do the branches, and how to pick up the edge of the palette knife was interesting, and also just working out what you're supposed to do with your palette knife, and working on the angles of the painting itself versus where you're at. So we're looking at this tree horizontally. We're not looking at it in its correct orientation. And half the time I spent was looking at the supposed tree in this orientation from which we are viewing it. So that also added an interesting dynamic to it, and I did think to stand where I'm standing now to see if I could, if I liked the direction of the palette knife and how I could turn it, and in the end it didn't really help as much as I was hoping.
Before the sun goes down, it's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. To the waves, babe. I know that you wanted to. It's a risk worth taking, even if it's over soon. Want you skin tight, close like denim. Come on, love me right. When it's ending, I'll be fine. I got your body close to mine. Call me if it's only for tonight. Your hands on my body, 'cause my body's what you like. I'm down if you're down to get it now. Call me, baby.
Now I'm just adding the final finishing touches before I decide that this piece is done. Oh my gosh, here it is. I really like it a lot. My first ever tree swipe. Of course, inspired by Nate of Nate Bright Art. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna try and show you this, but because of the metallics, there's gonna be quite a bit of glare, I think, on here. These are, of course, wet results, but I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love the cells. There's probably a little too many, but you're definitely gonna get that when you have the metallics and then regular paint. So, you know, not too bad for my first tree swipe. It's a little bit harder than it looks, I think, just in terms of keeping your hand steady and figuring out the pressure of the palette knife and the paint, etc., etc. And of course I have shaky hands, so that doesn't make it much easier for me. So I'm gonna let this dry. It's already drying. And I will show you this when it's all done. Okie dokie, I'll be back in a second. Well, here is the finished piece, and I really like it. It dried perfectly, looks just the same as it did wet. And I did put several coats of spray varnish on it, and it looks amazing. Just amazing. Ooh. Yeah, I'm really happy with this piece. I'm so excited that I finally got to try it out. And where's that nail? And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this. Have you done a tree swipe? What colors did you use? I'm curious. Anyway, thank you so much for being here as always. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.